Okay, remember that they are changing my voice. Part of how it ends has to do with homelessness. They refuse to have a sound plan to end homelessness. Just today in the news, I saw that California is looking for a solution to homelessness. I saw that the LA area, the voters, to their credit, agreed for a half-cent hike in sales tax, which is said to bring in $1 billion, which I'm hoping is a year that they're talking about. Okay, $1 billion. Just like that, half-cent increase in tax in one city, mind you. For $10 billion a year more, and all spent on all housing, on apartments across the country, right? The states that are cheaper to build, what have you. We could have raised $100 billion in the last 10 years and have no one on the streets right now. Now think about this. In the last 10 years, they've added $17.9 trillion to the debt. Trillion with a T. Really, for only $30 billion, we could house them in tiny homes, but we'll go with the $100 billion number for now. That's 1 over 179, 179th of how much they've added to the debt. Just a drop in the bucket. Now, if you were a child in grade school, say in 5th grade, and at the end of the school year, okay, let's say going on to this summer, right? We're close to the end of the school year right now, right? You know, the school year maybe ends in June or something. It's been a while since I've been in school. Okay. And you know, the yearbook committee comes to you and they say, hey, what do you want to see in the world? And you say, well, you want to end world hunger, or you want to end homelessness, especially here in America. And you think it's sad. And some guy comes to you, you know, some attractive mulatto gentleman who means well, give you a moment of kind of psychological relief, mental relief. I'm not a psychologist. I don't do psyops or something, but mental relief. Okay, you know, handsome gentleman, charming gentleman. He comes to you and he says, hey, you know, I've been trying to get these people to pass a homeless plan for easily 16 years, but certainly most people would agree at least about 9 or 10 years. And if 10 years ago they would have added just $10 billion more a year to the debt when they're adding an average of 1.79 trillion to the debt. So just make it 1.8 instead of 1.79. Like most Americans don't even know how much they're adding to the debt. They know it's in the trillions by now, but they don't know. They haven't done as much research into it as I have. And just for that little drop in the bucket, just for a little bit of money for rich people, what is relatively pocket change, pocket money to them every year. You know, very little money. It's like, you know, $50 a month progressively on average per rich person. Okay? It's nothing. Nothing to them. The average middle class person could afford $50 a month more. They would hate to, you know, cut the corners they would have to cut, but much less a rich person. Much less the whole country. But we could have ended it. There would be no one in the streets right now. Instead of 800,000 people in the streets, 200,000 in California alone. Who's right? Those people who look like angry conservatives on the screen? I'm not trying to single out any political party. I blame the whole political establishment, really. They don't do a good job with pointing to what needs to be done to end homelessness. Who's right? People look like stubborn, arrogant people who want to conserve the existing corrupt system, who say that's not how it works. They want to do it as part of the ethos of America, part of the atmosphere of America. Very stubborn, very arrogant. A lot of Republicans don't agree with them on this issue. Who's right? And why wouldn't people rally to me? If I tell that kid, hey, you know, I'm a brain surgeon's son, okay? I should have a certain respect in this community, but because of people like the people on the screen from various races and sexual orientations, people would not listen to me. They did not care that I'm right. They did not care that my father's a humanitarian and a brain surgeon, a neurosurgeon. They didn't care. They said, we're not going to listen to you because that's not how it works. And you're not in some oppressive social club or corporate group, so we're not going to do that. Who do you think the kid thinks is in the right? Who do you think the kid wants to have in charge? Me or arrogance? Reason or stupidity? Logic or lack of logic? How many Americans have died because they wouldn't listen to me? And they're financially sabotaging me and persecuting me too. And I haven't asked for a single penny from anybody other than the money the government owes me for running a psyop on me. That's a story for another day, but that's part of this. Can you imagine what it's like to be the son of God, the son of two doctors, one a humanitarian? And to see this country turn its back on the poor like it has in the last 10 years, for example? That is part of the ending. And yes, people should scramble to change the ending while there's still time. Scramble.